on the Maternal Immunization Readiness Project under the Department of Pediatrics and Child Health at AKU. So this presentation is about preparing the country for maternal vaccines targeting RSV and GBS diseases in order to reduce maternal and child mortality. So we'll start with an overview of the diseases in question, their respective burdens, the vaccine status, and then elaborate on maternal immunization, readiness, the Myrna project, and its methodology. Starting with respiratory syncytial virus. This is mostly transmitted, Yes, so respiratory syncytial virus presents as a cold transmitted through sneezing, coughing, etc., and it's generally mild but can be severe to deadly for infants. Contracting RSV doesn't offer sufficient immunity, so one can be prone to lifelong infections, and RSV impacts full-term healthy babies, but children who are preterm, have comorbidities, or are from disadvantaged areas are at greater risk. Neonates and infants experience severe infection due to their small airways that can easily get blocked, but almost all children contract RSV before their second birthday. And RSV contributes to infant respiratory infections, adding to the infant pneumonia case and mortality burden, and also increases vulnerability to pneumonia from other viruses and bacteria. From a global perspective, RSV causes 33 million infections, 3.6 million hospitalizations, and 101,000 deaths. Infants under 6 months are most vulnerable, and they experience about 6.6 million episodes, 1.4 million hospitalizations, and approximately 46,000 deaths annually. Unfortunately, 98% of child RSV mortality is in low and middle income countries, with most not even reaching a hospital. The diagram here shows that countries in LMICs have 4 times higher number of deaths in the community versus hospital, while high-income countries experience very low mortality overall, showing a very serious disparity in RSV mortality across contexts, depending on their income level. Now I will move on to talk about GBS disease and presentation. Group B strep is a bacterium that colonizes intestines and the lower genital tract. 1 in 5 women experience it during pregnancy with the risk of infection, and infection during pregnancy can result in stillbirth, preterm births, maternal infection, and death. Babies also risk developing invasive disease during their first week or later, develop meningitis or sepsis with a high risk of dying. Those who survive may experience neurodevelopmental impairment. And annually, GBS is associated with 46,000 stillbirths, over 500,000 preterm births, over 90,000 neonatal deaths, and causes impairment in 40,000 babies. Preterm infants face 10 times higher mortality rate from early onset GBS, with infected children being 3 times more likely to die or require hospitalization before they turn 11. And GBS burden is most concentrated in sub-Saharan Africa and South Asia. Here are some more estimates on the GBS burden. You can see the case burden amongst infants to be significantly higher, especially early onset GBS. And focusing, if you look at the maps, on the Central South Asian context, you see high proportions of early and late onset GBS, with early onset GBS deaths and stillbirths making a large share of the overall burden. So it seems like early intervention or preventive care is needed to improve survival chances for babies. Moving away from just the disease burden, we see RSV and GBS putting strain on the health system and household finances, contributing to substantial economic burden regardless of the setting. So preventive measures could help reduce these burdens, and one potential solution is administering vaccines to pregnant women to help protect the woman, her baby, or both from infections. The vaccine will allow the mother to develop antibodies that can transfer to the baby transplacentally and provide early protection from disease. These are needed firstly as babies are at risk of severe infections and their immune systems are not mature enough to fight diseases. And secondly, RSV and GBS aren't commonly tested for at hospitals, nor are they detectable through standard diagnostics, making timely treatment difficult. And in Pakistan, the tetanus toxoid vaccine is a maternal vaccine that is available through the EPI. vaccine development. Taking a look at the vaccine status for RSV and GBS, we see that a new maternal RSV vaccine has been developed and is currently available in the US and other high-income countries, with work also going on long-lasting monoclonal antibodies. And for GBS, we see that there are 2 types of vaccines in trial. It's important to note that antibiotic resistance is a concern for both diseases, especially in LMIC contexts, which is why vaccines seem the better option in terms of preventive measures. So coming towards our work, which is around maternal immunization readiness. So first of all, what does that mean? Before the vaccine can be rolled out, countries need to understand their capacity and identify what areas to strengthen so that they are sufficiently prepared for a smooth vaccine rollout. Such work is necessary because historically, a lack of readiness has caused significant delay in vaccines being introduced. A key example for our context is the pneumococcal conjugate vaccine that was first introduced for pediatric populations in 2000, but made its way here 12 years later. The absence of readiness causing significant preventable deaths and illness. We want to avoid this from happening, again, by making sure that the country is prepared for these upcoming maternal vaccines. So our team is part of the Maternal Immunization Readiness Network in Africa and Asia, or MIRNA for short. This network is a partnership between 5 African and 2 Asian countries working on assessing and supporting the respective country readiness for maternal vaccine delivery, specifically for RSV and GBS, and accelerate introduction and uptake of these vaccines with the hope of ending preventable deaths of children under 5 years by 2030, in keeping with the SDG Goal 3.2. More specifically, efforts will be based around research and consultation activities to determine and promote readiness for maternal vaccines, with a focus on 5 key areas that are estimating the country disease burden for RSV and GBS, determining what drives vaccine demand and hesitancy, conducting a situational analysis of the health system to identify strengths and weaknesses, doing a study of the cost effectiveness of new maternal vaccines, and engaging with and seeking input from key stakeholders. These efforts will inform advocacy and recommendations for maternal vaccine introduction in Pakistan. And so finally, the key points I'd want you to take away from this presentation are that, firstly, RSV and GPS result in high rates of morbidity and mortality, and they often go underdiagnosed. They also add to the health system burden and the economic burden on families, and these types of burden tend to be higher in LMIC settings. Secondly, maternal vaccines are a preventive measure and potential solution to improving maternal and infant immunity to RSV and GBS. Thirdly, country readiness is essential for timely vaccine delivery and improving health outcomes. We need to learn from previous experiences where delayed vaccine delivery has had negative impacts. And lastly, our work as part of MIRNA is to conduct research, consultation, and engagement activities to assess and build readiness for maternal vaccine delivery in Pakistan. And I would like to thank you.